Hello everyone, in this video we're going to have a look at this step which is supposed to be intensifying the flow of Qi within the central meridian. So the one that connects us with the heaven with the top hat and with the ground via the tailbone. And we had a look at a step that sort of prepares the body by turning the waist left and right and doing step in the previous video. And although every single step within the walking Qigong can be considered as the standalone, absolutely standalone exercise, you may take one single step and practice it. Still, if you have a look at the entire form set as a single exercise set, in this case, previous step essentially helps the one that we're supposed to be having a look at today. So I will now demonstrate what we're supposed to be doing, so how the step looks like and how the step is supposed to be practiced, and then we'll break it down into details and learn how to walk. And then finally, I'll show some hopefully interesting applications. Okay, so let's break it down into parts and learn how essentially we can walk. So we do the empty step onto the leg, and we roll there. Okay, like stepping and rolling, like, you know, those stairs that are moving in the subway, this kind of thing. So you're just stepping and rolling. So the idea behind this step, we need to not leave anything behind. So we are not leaving behind anything. Everything goes front. So we're not leaving behind a weight, anything. Psychologically, this might be treated as you're just moving forwards within your life. You're not thinking about the past. You're not thinking much about what has happened in your life already. Instead, you're ready for the future upcoming challenges. If I do not involve any forms, this is going to be like pumping up, like generating pressure in Dantian, and then just releasing the spirit. And then again, I generate the pressure in Dantian, and then I just release the spirit. And again, generate pressure in Dantian, release spirit. So the idea, I'm trying to like release my spirit. I'm trying to grow, but I hit the wall. I'm like this. So I need to go downwards, find the support, and uprise from that support. And then again, to go further on, I need to go down, find this point, and then uprise. And that's the reason why we always need to share our knowledge with the world, our skills with the world, because if we only try to concentrate gaining skills, we would always have this limit we can go through. When we start sharing this with the world, our spirit grows naturally, and this allows us to increase the size of the amount of energy that the central meridian can operate with. Okay, so hopefully this makes sense, but to make it a little bit more clear and simple, because it probably seems a little bit too complicated, I would like to show you one of the most basic techniques in Aikido. First and the most interesting part in Aikido is the stance that we start with. It's known as kamae. The main idea is that I'm using my leg no matter where the other leg is, in order to connect the center with the top head. And I'm using the hands to concentrate in my center. This kind of position helps me to relax the shoulders, sink the chi down, and essentially concentrate on my dantian. Once the concentration on dantian is done, I may start moving easily respective of my dantian. All right? So I'm just moving respectively from my dantian. So this is the idea. And one of the main attacks in Aikido, I'm taking the sword and I'm cutting. I'm taking the sword and I'm cutting. Taking the sword and cut. So this kind of attack But I don't mimic that I have the sword in my hands. Instead, I'm using my single palm. So starting with Kamae, I can just attack like this. If my opponent, who does the technique, has missed this particular point, and I've already started this cutting motion, then it's not the right timing for the technique. So if I start cut, this is it. So he missed the opportunity. The proper way to start the technique is when I have been creating this potential, and this is the moment where he can start applying his technique. So the guy who attacks, he stands in this basic stance, and he does step with the movement called Ikkyo Undo. So step aside from the line where attack goes. So if nothing works, I just step aside, and the attack goes alongside. So step aside, and I'm not on the line where attack goes. But meanwhile, apart from standing aside, I also take his wrist here, and this arm is starting to push his elbow. And when I would be the guy who is attacking, I will show how exactly this is happening. And then another step, and this movement, it goes like this. So this is very similar to this step. So we like step on a stair. Similar here, we step on a stair, we step on a stair, we step on a stair, and then we make another move so that his balance is destroyed. And finally we go to the ground to complete the technique. Now what's going to happen with the guy who is attacking? So I'm attacking, I got cut at this very moment, so one his hand is here, another his hand is here. And then he does this kind of thing that, like, stepping up the stair, and it goes like this. And then he makes another step inside, and this makes me losing my balance. And then he starts pulling this hand there, and hence I get control like this. Okay? So we go for this a little bit faster. So the flow goes, I'm attacking, and bang! And I just got controlled. And again, I attack, and I get controlled. And from his perspective, he's like attacking, and it goes like this. So if we take the classical technique, one of the variations, Kokyu Nage, so they call this Kokyu power, the power of breathing. So he attacks me like trying to grab my hand, and the power that he does goes like forwards. So in Aikido, what we try to do, so he grabs my hand, and I'm trying to step in the same direction as he stands. He was attacking this side, was standing then in this side. Now when I stand this side, he attacks, and we are in the same direction. So he stands like this, and I stand like this. And this is the way how he gets connected to me. And after this has happened, so he connects with me, and then he does this exactly the same movement, this throw. And there is no particular difference between this movement, and between this throw. So again, Ikkyo, the control, and the throw, they share exactly the same sort of a motion within one's central meridian. So again, the guy who does the throw, he connects to the opponent and releases him. And then again, he connects to the opponent and then releases him. So I attack and I get thrown. And again, I attack and I get thrown another way. So this is how it works. And all this is possible, thankfully, to the central meridian that in Aikido they pay huge attention to this. But in walking Qigong, it's fairly enough just to get the idea of this inner cultivation and be focused at the central meridian. and understand that this movement is the same as this movement, is the same as this movement, is the same as this movement. And when this works internally, it doesn't matter really which techniques we consider. This is it from my side, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, and cheers.